This is Maurice Skillern again, hooking up another item on my 1998 Honda CBR 600. What I'm going to be hooking up today is this particular item right here. It's an integrated tail light, an LED integrated tail light. The LED aspect of it can cause a problem if you don't have a resistor or a flash rate adjuster, which is an item I installed earlier to slow down my blink rate. On this bike, I also have the integrated blinkers in my mirrors. So that was the cause of me initially hooking up the blink rate controller. You can find that video on YouTube. Look around under my name and you'll see it. But today we're going to go ahead and hook up the integrated tail light. I wanted to go with the integrated tail light to see what that look would give me, as well as, you know, just dress up the bike a little bit. But this integrated tail light, this particular one came from Hong Kong. This is the box it came in. It came in the box with no instructions. Okay, getting back to the integrated tail light. This particular tail light comes just as you see it here. It's got two yellow wires that come out, one plug that comes in that plugs into one of the sides of your light connections that are already on the bike. It slides right into these. These are the two light connections that plugged into my stock tail light. I went ahead and removed the bulbs. I'm only going to use one of these. The other one I'm just going to put in there as a dummy and just leave it in there. It'll seal up pretty good in there. I don't think that'll be a problem. But I don't need the light. If you can see inside of there, there's a board in there. So putting a light in there, if it would fit, would serve no purpose. So just take both lights off. That'll be the easiest way to do it. Now my first problem, once I seen everything I had, was deciding where to put these yellow wires, okay? Searched around on the net, couldn't find anything, looked on YouTube, couldn't find anything specific for my bike there, which stimulated me to go ahead and do a video on how to do this particular install, the integrated tail light on the CBR 600 1998. Found a lot of things on the newer bikes, but nothing on one of the older bikes, which is still good, but just nothing there that can help me install this particular item. What I opted to do is to go ahead and install it plugging these in, okay? Common sense would tell you they got to plug in somewhere as far as the blinkers, right? Think about it. It makes sense. So what I'm going to do, or what I did, was I pulled the power side of the blinker wire out, and that's what I'm going to connect the yellow wires to. I'm going to connect this side to this side and this side to the other side, which is obvious, but I thought I needed to go ahead and express that anyway. This is one I already did, and what I did was I went ahead and connected it, used some shrink wrap on it to keep it connected, and then I went ahead and put a Y tie on it to hold it all steady. Once I get it on there, I don't want to have a problem having to take it back loose. I'll show you how this turns out here in just a moment. But all I did was basically connect one of the yellow wires to the corresponding side power wire from the blinker wire that goes to the blinker. This is going to plug right into the wire that goes into here, okay? When you pull that out, you got to remember which one you got to plug it back into, or else you're going to go back through a whole cycle of trial and error to figure it out. That part I can't show you and do, so what I'm going to do once I get both sides hooked up is just plug them back into the harness right here that goes right in there for the light controllers, the blinkers and whatnot. If you have your blinkers hooked up, that's the thing you're going to have to deal with when you're trying to hook the integrated tail light up. The rest of the install is pretty much self-explanatory. These slide in where your other light comes out. Basically, pay attention how you're pulling the other light out, and you won't have a problem putting this one back in with just the one adjustment of, again, hooking the wires up that come with the light to the corresponding power wires on the side of the blinker that you want to connect it to, that's going to indicate blinking in that direction. Okay, and again, they're just 2 yellow wires along with the 1 wire that plugs right into one of your light sockets. As far as this, you can use either or. It doesn't matter. Just choose one, plug it in, and as far as your brake light, that's going to resolve that whole situation. You'll see. I'll do a demonstration after the install. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and install the other side, similar to this side, and go ahead and plug all of it in. And then I'll stop and show another scene, another shot of me having done that, and you'll see exactly what I mean when I say to plug it right on in. Be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. Wanted to show you what I did before I move on and go ahead and complete the installation. These are the 2 wires that I integrated with the other wires, or the yellow wires, twisted them around the power wires that go into that come from the blinker light themselves and plugged into the harness. You can see off in there. What I did was used a pair of needle nose pliers to push those back off in there. They have the bullet type front ends to them, and they slide right back in there. Again, I use a pair of needle nose pliers. Again, as I said before, just pay attention to where you're pulling things out from, and it'll be easy to put them right back in there. Once I got everything done, they slid back in there with no problem. Also went ahead, I like to use the wire ties so nothing slips once everything is reassembled. Went ahead and wire tied those 2 wires together so there'll be no tension on the wires now that they're plugged back in there. Pulling back a little bit, as I told you before, that one piece, other piece that came from the light goes into one of the sides of your tail light plug that you pull outside of your light that's already on your bike, okay? I plugged it into this side. This is the other side. Again, I'm just going to put it in the hole as a dummy. There's no need for a light to go in there. The other side, again, is plugged in there already, okay? So what I'm going to do is we'll do a little test. Give me a minute to set things up, and I'll show you what things look like. Be back in a minute. Okay, we're back again. I got the bike turned on, okay? And what I want you to be able to see is at least one of the tail lights when I turn on the signal, so you can see that it's blinking corresponding with the direction I want to turn. First, I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like once you apply the brake. The light brightens up, just like your regular tail light. Now that we've done that, I'm going to show you what it looks like when you want to turn to the left. The blinker is going to blink corresponding to the left turn. My mistake. That's the right turn. Once you put the light on, that's going to indicate the right turn. Let's go ahead and see what the left turn looks like. Okay, this is the left turn. Once the light is on, that will correspond directly with this particular blinker right here. And as you can see, that blinker's working, this blinker's working. We'll move to the front of the bike. And also the other left turn blinker on the front of the bike is working. I want you to note also that the blink rate is slow. It's not that fast blink rate you get without something to, a condenser or something to give you the voltage for the LED lights that's appropriate. Also the light from my mirror, that's also an integrated LED light, okay? So we've got everything working with the integrated tail light, hooking it up the way I showed you. Also, I will say again, the blink rate is right because I installed that blinker reducer. Look it up on YouTube. You'll find it. It's there. I did that install because I couldn't find anywhere where anybody showed how to hook that particular blink flash rate reducer onto a 1998 CBR 600 F3. And also, I'm doing this project for the same reason. Couldn't find anybody anywhere or find it anywhere. Couldn't find the instructions anywhere. So I kicked in a little common sense and utilized just that, common sense, to go ahead and get this thing hooked up. Let me go ahead and hook everything up nice and clean, and then I'll show you one more time the actual blinkers working as they should, installed on the bike. Be back in a moment. Okay, everybody, we're at the tail end of this install. As you see, my smoke integrated tail light is installed. Everything's hooked up just like I talked to you about before. What I'm going to be doing at this tail end of the project is demonstrating the blinkers and how they look, as well as how they work along with the blinker lights that I'm going to leave on side of them. What I'm going to do is demonstrate the blinkers and do those one at a time. Unfortunately, I'm working alone again tonight, so I can't hold the camera and demonstrate the lights at the same time. Just take my word for it that the brake light, in fact, does work for the foot brake as well as the hand brake. Everything hooked up without a problem. Again, give me just a moment and I'll demonstrate the blinkers. All right, we're back. As you see, I've turned on the left turn signal. And as you also see, the integrated tail light blinker directly corresponds with the blinker for the tail light on the bike itself. And as you also see, the blink rate is as it should be, not that real fast blink rate that you'll get with LED lights without a resistor or without a blink rate reducer on them. But this is the left turn signal. Give me a moment and I'll show you the right turn signal. All right, here we go again. Here's the right turn signal, and again, you see that the right turn signal on the integrated tail light blinks directly with the right turn signal on the bike. What I am going to opt to do is go ahead and leave my lower turn signals on. What I did was found some smaller chrome turn signals with a smoke lens. The smoke lens on that turn signal directly matches the smoke lens on the integrated tail light that I bought. Gives it a real nice look. You might want to consider leaving your lower tail lights on also. Safer is better, and with these two things blinking, nobody can really say they didn't see that I was turning right or left. All right, everybody, this is Most Skilly Skill. We're at the tail end of this project, and these are my final words. You've seen me install a turn signal integrated tail light on Sheba here, a Honda 1998 CBR F3 600. It's a project you can do on your own. You can just use the instructions here for the 1998 or the older bikes, or look on YouTube to find the instructions for one of the newer bikes. I was able to find it all there. But as you see, it's a project you can do on your own with just basic knowledge of connecting wires and having a basic knowledge of your bike. If you don't have a basic knowledge of your bike, get your owner's manual and look in there. A lot of these things you can do on your own. As I said before, the reason I did this particular install and filmed it is because I couldn't find any information anywhere on putting this particular tail light on my particular motorcycle. And that includes no instructions that came in the box. Word to the wise, before you order, look and see if they have the instructions included in the box. When I look back, I found that they clearly told me no instructions would be in the box. But even if you get it, you can use this particular video for one of the older bikes, or look on YouTube for a taillight, integrated taillight installation for the newer bikes. It was clearly there. I found plenty of information on that. And with that being said, that's it. Just got to hook up everything, put my seat back on, and I'll be rolling. So until next time, ride or die. Keep your eyes on the road. Peace.